Before we begin, please be respectful to all parties involved. Any form of witch hunting, harassment, or intimidation to those mentioned is gross, and going out of your way to do any of those acts because this video is wrong and I do not condone it. This video contains mentions of sensitive subjects. These subjects are displayed on screen. During any point where they are mentioned, a verbal trigger warning will be said and there will be places on screen before showing the triggering subject matter. However, if just knowing that these are in this video are too much for you, then please click off and take care of yourself. Thank you. Now let's get into the video. Howdy hey tadpoles, welcome or welcome back to the bog. I'm your host and favorite niche commentary YouTuber RIBBIT, and I hope you're having an alright day. Today's video is in regards to an alleged scammer residing on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. They have a history of offering art and taking people's money without ever providing a product or refunds. Yet they still have a growing career, and we're going to go through all of it today. Thanks a lot to the Beware Instagram page on them, along with the Google Doc against them, for providing all the information about this person. If you're interested in reading those details, the links will be in the description. Who is this person? Brittany Henry, also known as Malibupuppy_art, is a 24-year-old artist on Instagram. They have a lot of different accounts with a lot of different names, but for the sake of this video, I will be referring to her as Malibu. Her other known usernames and social medias include Shark Dog Malibu on Toy House and Art Fight, however these two were banned as of recent, Snow Worms on Coffee and Depop, Snow Worms Fursuits on TikTok, Snow Worms_Fursuits on Instagram, Brit101492 on TikTok, Brittany Henry on Facebook, Brittany Henry 5 on Trello, Stephanie048850 on Discord, and finally Sucks Forever on Instagram, with the Malibupuppy being the largest of her accounts from what I can see. That account mainly posts mystery adopts and themed Your Character Here's, such as fall and Christmas ones. I found out about her when my friend Nicole bought one of these Your Character Here's for $8 USD in September. Then a month went by with zero updates from Malibu. This is when she had told me about it and also requested a refund from Malibu. But that request goes unanswered. Nicole messages Malibu the next day, and instead of getting a direct response about the payment, Malibu mentions a list of adopts and other Your Character Here's are doing. Nicole tells Malibu that she doesn't want the art anymore and just a refund. She doesn't get a reply for a day, which is when she asks again for a refund. Around this time, I had made my original call out on my Instagram story about it. However, Nicole still didn't get any updates about the art or repayment, which leads us to now, where it has been 3 months since she's asked for the money for nothing. After checking with Nicole, I decided to reach out to Malibu in November to ask about the money for her. I pointed out them ignoring her, and they claimed they had not. However, my reply to her has gone unanswered at the time recording this, and it has been a month. Back to Nicole. She questioned them on why she didn't send the money and if she had a job. Granted, she did this way more aggressively than she should have due to being frustrated with the situation, but that doesn't make how she went about it okay. Malibu says that they do not have a job and are currently semi-homeless. And even to this day, Nicole still has not received anything from Malibu, no art or a refund. My friend is not the only person who has been scammed by Malibu. There have been call-outs about her scamming since April of 2024. The Beware document mentions 8 other people to have scammed by her, and in a Toy House call-out against her, it states 18 people have been scammed. And the thing is, her account only has 376 followers. How could you have scammed so many people with such a low following count? With Nicole, it was just $8. She has also scammed someone out of fursuit parts, where she has stolen $700 from that person. I'm going to play the video that person had posted so you can hear their side directly from them.
Hello. I'm gonna make a video that I hope I never had to make. But I just got scammed out of over $700. Yeah, over $700 by, I'll put the person up here. Here, give me 1 second, let me put him up. This person also goes by this account. I'll put screenshots in my next video if anyone has questions, but yeah, I asked for updates multiple times. I didn't get any updates for over months. I tell them, hey, are you working on my suit? They'd be like, yeah, but you're missing this and this and this. And I'd be like, no, I obviously told them all the things that they need to know to make my suit. And then they tell me a whole bunch of excuses why they can't make it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? This might be legit, you know?
Trigger warning though for suicide, as this screenshot has Malibu telling the client how they lost a family member. If you are uncomfortable reading the screenshot, please skip ahead. Now, as the video continues, you'll see that Malibu often does this with her commissioners, getting into way too much personal detail surrounding her life and issues. It is highly inappropriate and unprofessional. When speaking to your customer, even if you are struggling, you should try to be as clear and concise as you possibly can. People don't need to know every single thing that affects you. If there's an issue that prevents you from completing a commission or job, you should tell your client something more along the lines of, "My life has been very hectic," or "I have extenuating circumstances that are affecting me right now." Whether or not it's intentional, this oversharing from Malibu comes off as guilt-tripping your client. When they express that this and that are preventing them from commissions, they derail the conversation and it reads like an attempt to shame the commissioner for questioning their behavior. Since if there is something wrong, the person applying that pressure will feel as though they have no right to do so after learning that there is a problem. Due to the sheer amount of people who have been robbed by Malibu, I cannot retell every single story in this video as I don't want it getting too long. However, I will share what happened to Yahi from ICE, as they were the one providing the commission instead of the other way around. Yahi was commissioned for 3 icon drawings by Malibu on Toy House. Yahi finishes the art without receiving payment, but trusts that Malibu will pay and sends over the pieces and their cash tag. They also ask that Malibu leads a review, which she does. After that, Yahi sends their cash tag again, leading Malibu to say that she will pay plus tip. Before paying though, Malibu asks for some changes to one of the icons, and the conversation moves from Toy House to Discord for an easier way of sending the images. Once all the images were received, Malibu does not reply for a day. Yahi thought that it was fine as it was just a day, and Malibu had an excuse for not responding. Her dog had gotten into pesticides. This leads to Yahi asking about the payment again. Malibu says that she sent it and that it just needs to be accepted. But that's never happened to Yahi before, where someone has sent them the money and it needs to be accepted, or there's like some issue with it that Malibu is claiming. Furthermore, Yahi doesn't even have any transfer requests. So, Malibu says for Yahi to request the transfer. They do so and receive no money from Malibu. Yahi questions Malibu on Toy House, and they give an excuse of being out of town and not being online much. Although I fear sending over digital money takes like 2 seconds, so being out of town doesn't really prevent you from doing so, even if you're wanting to keep offline. So, they offer Malibu their Ko-Fi to be paid. Mind you, this started back in April and went to May. Malibu says that they're waiting on their Ko-Fi account to activate, even though Ko-Fi doesn't actually have an activation period, so they're kind of just talking. But in the end, Yahi receives 0 money and ends up making a call out about them. From these 3 stories, you can pick up patterns of behavior from Malibu, saying that they'll provide something, then they ignore/ghost people, and when they get pressured into sending what's owed, they make an excuse of how something has affected them. So, around the same time as Nicole's commission, Malibu was banned from a server for tracing and using the R slur against people. I'm going to start with the tracing claims, because these claims lead into their R slur usage. Malibu has gained a track record of misusing and stealing lines from other artists. The most recent time they've done this is their Roadkill critter, Your Character Here, which she posted. It's really cute, but it's not hers. Rather, the original was created by Finchbites, and as you can see from the video on screen, the lines match up perfectly. Aside from this, the Beware page on Instagram shows these other instances of her tracing. Her tracing includes work that she was paid to do. This one doesn't seem like tracing at first glance, but Malibu traced the guts from this art piece. In here, she traced the text from Ghosty on Instagram. Then this is where I thank the doc makers for archiving her art that was posted to Artfight as she was banned. According to Artfight's terms of service, you cannot use bases for attacks, yet she did. Twice. Now, I'm unsure if reusing your own lines falls under base usage in this context, but it's worth noting that she made this screech drawing and then reused those lines or traced over them for an Artfight attack. There are also suspicions that she has traced AI for attacks. Now, the doc itself does not contain original AI images to give concrete evidence. However, these suspicions were raised from style and consistency, mistakes that she does not make in other art pieces, and overall having an AI feel to it. While I think it's fair to be suspicious, there is no definitive way to prove this in the document, and it should not be stated that Malibu is definitely an AI tracer. Now, here's where I'm going to discuss her uses of the R slur towards those who accuse her. Now look, being accused of anything is very uncomfortable, whether or not you did so, but you cannot use derogatory language towards your accusers. It does not strengthen your case, and it makes you look unreasonable to the people questioning you. I do not think it's acceptable for anyone, right or wrong, to speak this way. In July of this year, Malibu was going to do a fursuit trade for art and money with a user. Before the trade could begin, the user asked for some reviews to feel safer giving the money due to the price being $150. Malibu does share some good reviews and footage of someone unboxing a fursuit she had made. However, Malibu's communication begins to dissipate. During this Lola conversation, the user notices that Malibu has gotten into some drama over being called out by another artist for tracing, to which at the time, the user did not think that Malibu had traced. Yet, Malibu used the R slur to refer to the artist who was calling her out. That made the user very uncomfortable and want to cancel the trade with Malibu. Malibu defends their usage by saying that they did not say the artist was R slur, but rather the artist was acting in that way. I think that using the R slur like that sounds as though their behavior is due to a disability, and that's a bad thing. Whether or not Malibu meant it that way, that is how that sounds with the R slur being used against disabled people. Now, before I continue, another trigger warning for suicide and self-harm. Please skip to the timestamp on screen. Alongside Malibu defending her word choice, she begins to vent to the client about how the canceled trade means she can't feed her animals due to spending money on fur, how she's extremely stressed to the point that she started banging her head and punching walls, and she even told the client that she wanted to kill herself. As I said earlier, Malibu often overshares with her clients, but this was just spiraling and venting because the art trade was canceled. You cannot act this way with people who want to work with you. It is highly inappropriate and extremely unprofessional, and I cannot stress this enough that this behavior is abhorrent. If you are struggling and you feel as though you cannot talk to them in that moment, you need to step away. You need to tell them that you need to take a break and that you're going to turn your notification off and that you cannot respond, because suddenly venting about sensitive subjects is extremely triggering, especially when you don't even care to ask if that is okay. I would like to speak to Malibu directly. If you are actually struggling and you need the money from your commissions or adopts, stop scamming people. You would be able to get by, or at least have a better income, if you did what you said you would. There are people who are willing to pay you for these expensive commissions. You've scammed $150, $400, $700 from someone. People paid you that because they wanted to trust you that you would do what you said you did, but you didn't. You took their money and you ran. If commissions aren't providing you enough, if you even did start doing them right, put up a GoFundMe. Look for help in your area. File for unemployment. And I'm aware that asking for help or handouts can feel embarrassing, but telling your customers intimate details about your personal struggles and then ghosting them does not help you in any way. Finally, I'd just like to say Malibu is not someone I'd recommend commissioning. For an account with a little under 400 followers, the amount of people she is taking advantage of is horrendously concerning. Not to mention, her overall behavior is just upsetting. Thanks again to Nicole for sharing her story, the Beware account, the Google Doc, and anyone else who has spread the word about her. And thank you for watching and listening to me ramble about the issues with these artists. I doubt this will put pressure on them to pay back my friend or the others, but I wanted to put this out to bring attention to them. And before I go, I would just like to promote Nicole's Your Character Here commissions on TobyToon basis. You can contact her on Instagram or Discord under these usernames. They are only about $3 to $5, so please check them out. My commissions are open as well if you'd like to support an artist who doesn't scam. You can reach me on Discord or Instagram, which will be left down in the description. Anywho, subscribe to join the blog. I'll see you whenever the next time I upload, and have a frogtastic day. However, Malibu's